Hey man, I never can get enough of that intro. It's so good,
It's
man.
good.
Oh man, shout out to Alonzo. Uh, welcome
Well,
guys
not
to
shout
the.
out to me, but there's somebody else who made the beat. But go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, well, shout out to both of y'all and whoever made that beat, man. You made straight heat. We appreciate you. You'll come up with us if we come up.
Mm.
Uh, but again, welcome to Procrastination Podcast, where we talk about anime life and everything in between. I'm Matt,
I'm Robert.
I'm Alonzo.
and welcome you guys to the show. So, how's everybody doing today?
Okay, day. Got a
Man, it's Monday tomorrow.
giant fucking box today. Came in Amazon, and I was ordering like furniture thing. Anyways, and it was so heavy. And the guy brought it to the door, and he was like, "All right, here you go." And I was like, I need help. Can someone help me, please? And,
Did he help you?
Yeah, he rolled it into the house for me. Yeah,
Oh, nice of him.
yeah,
Look at
very nice
that.
guy. Yeah, but
See, good guys are still here.
how are y'all doing?
Anything, Alonzo?
Nothing for me. Just tomorrow's one day. I'm not looking forward to going back to work. But gotta make that money. Gotta grind.
It's true. This is true.
Nice.
It's all about the grind set.
Mm.
Yeah, we do not endorse Entertain.
Yeah, trying to get canceled already. How long we been?
We do not endorse
2 minutes.
it.
Oh, 2 minutes.
We
We're
don't
gonna do
endorse
it under 3 minutes this
Oh,
time. Okay,
I
good.
got a sound for the cancels.
That's not a cancelable offense. You guys understand. Yeah, I mean, for me, family stuff being always wonderful talking to my family on the weekends, and sometimes not that wonderful, and sometimes a little bit downright depressing. But I'm okay. I'm here for you guys, and I'm here to provide the content that we need.
Conduct content. Yes.
Going to conduct this content like
Yeah.
an orchestra.
Mm.
And yeah, with that, let's kind of get into it for today. So today's topic, would you date? So I think last time we kind of went in on anime stuff. So we're trying to switch it up. Talk about a little bit relationship sort of stuff. I mean, we're all, young adults here, young black heterosexual males out here. Nothing against any other groups, but that's just what we are. So, this comes up pretty often.
I'm a gray sexual, actually. Can we have that on the?
we need billboards.
Yeah.
We need name tags.
And I'm an old man. Had a 3/4 life crisis. 28 years old. So yeah.
3/4 life crisis right now.
You just for some background on gray sexual, Matt was on some dating apps the other day, and one of the things that came up
Don't do it.
was someone saying they were a gray sexual, and then we looked it up on what a gray sexual was. Do you know what it is, Alonzo?
I'm assuming you're in the Silver Foxes. Is that close?
Well, if only that would have been
like
way
yes.
better. It is someone who is between asexuality and regular sexuality. They call that a gray sexual.
It's like they're in the gray zone, the gray area
Right.
between the two. Okay.
Doesn't make sense. It's
That's-
either you are or you aren't. I don't know.
Yeah, right. That's
Hey.
Either you're sexual or you're asexual.
not my point to dog them, but
there's a whole spectrum.
I'm just saying that it seems to me like that's most people. Is it not? Are you having sex or not having sex? That's everyone. We make everything a spectrum. Everyone's on it. I'm just saying.
Right. I mean, yeah, that's true. I mean, I think I would agree with that to an extent.
Anyways,
but
continue.
whatever, to each their own. I think everyone wants to feel special,
Right.
feel a little unique,
Welcome.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But and it doesn't make it any less entertaining.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so that actually isn't one of the questions. Maybe it should have been. Maybe I'll make it one of them.
Mhm.
But would you date? So I want to kind of start this off by a kind of a short story. Is that recently I had someone tell me I don't look like I date black women. Again,
Mm.
all of us here are black heterosexual males. Um, I'm very black. I'm so black. I'm African. So the answer, to that question, well, I guess it wasn't a question, it was a statement she made towards me. It's a woman that made this towards me. Just so we're clear. Not that really matters, but anyway, um, this is what was said to me, and I was very puzzled. So I'm like, how does that, how does one give off the vibe that they do not date black women, as if black women are one type of person.
Mm.
Okay. Like, okay, I can see if you were like, oh, you don't look like you date, this personality of person. Yeah, probably. I understand that.
Mm.
But it's like, okay. And I was like, what?
Yeah, you
So,
wear glasses. That's the thing. That's the thing.
black women don't like glasses.
Yeah. You will never see a black woman with someone with glasses on. Come on.
Doesn't exist.
It does
The
not.
limit, the limit does not exist on that. But no. But we of course joking. But I mean, I don't think I don't think I even really responded. I was just like, what? I was like, that's like, no, that's not true. I don't really get why you say that, but okay. It was at work. I was very busy. And I was just like, yeah, that's not true. And I just kept walking, whatever. But I thought about it later and I was just like, what does that even mean? But anyway, I go into that just to say that, I think everyone has their own type. And I do have kind of a type, but it's pretty flexible on personality and other things. Other things. but but
Kinda
yeah,
a type. This man
kinda.
has the largest list of requirements out of anyone I have ever asked. And he said he kinda has a type. What?
I
Okay.
mean, not
Okay.
everyone I date fits that exactly.
I mean,
It's just
good
there.
good point. Good point.
It's like a rubric. You don't necessarily have to get everything on the rubric to get an A. You just got to get most of it.
Hmm.
Anyway, maybe not a great analogy. Point is, I think everyone has kind of a type to an extent, something that they're looking for. Um, and so, yeah, I think, just for context, I've mainly dated only black women, and only serious relationship was black women. So anyway, whatever. But this is a totally off kilter question. So I guess the first thing is, would you date outside of your race? And would you have? I kind of know the answer to this for one of us, especially. Uh, and like, I guess, like, how far, outside of it would that take you? And would it be more based on, what within that? Would it be based on like personality or looks or something like that within that they would have to have? What it would make you like be okay with dating outside of your race?
I love how you're already prefacing it with like there would be requirements. Like if you're not my race, you gotta be invited to the cookout, right?
Yeah, to be honest.
I want to hear you first though, Alonzo.
Oh, gee, it's always me first. Always with the Alonsos first. Um,
We just want to hear from you.
who would I date? Would I date outside of my race? I would. I did date outside of. Well, I went on a few dates with a girl outside of my race. Before it was nice. I effed it up ultimately, but I would date outside of my race. Like I like brown girls. I like black girls. Brown, Mexican, Indian, whatever flavor you're talking about. I like them.
Mm.
Yeah, requirements. I don't really have much requirements. If they're willing to date somebody like me, there's something wrong with them. But I will accept that. I'm not a prize catch by any means. So for them to even attempt to go out with me is a miracle. It is an act of God. So shout out to him.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to God for real.
Shout out to the true OG.
Right. Yeah, facts.
God.
Facts.
Um,
Hey, man. Hey, man.
you know what? Okay, so then you talk a lot about brown girls, but you don't say anything about white girls. Now, would you be willing to date the Caucasian race? Hmm?
I feel like I would scare the living crap out of them. I have seen fear in their eyes when I talk with white women. So,
And that's-
um,
Here.
again, I am 6'7". I am a large black man. I instill fear into everybody I meet, but especially the white women.
No, you just gotta
So
find.
I am not
Find
where the
you a
white women
girl.
at.
Find you a girl that was raised in the gutter like you. You know, she ain't scared of nobody. You know she not raised in the gutter.
That's true. That's true.
But
She ain't scared of nobody, but them parents are. They are. Come out with a shotgun and be like, who?
say that, yeah.
I ain't messing with all that.
This big chicken.
Yeah, sometimes you want want them to be a little scared, right? It's like, like, you gonna make me scared. Now I'm scared of what you might do just for me being here. You know? Yeah.
I still need to watch Get Out. I'm dating myself here, but I never watched it.
You should watch it. It's good. It's interesting. It's interesting.
I definitely would date out of my race, and I have, and I almost exclusively have. But anyways, like I've only dated a couple of people, and I'm not gonna count anything before middle school. One
Why?
in high school was she was black, and then the one after that she was Mexican. So that's it. And yeah, I mean, brown girls look good. I mean, what are you saying? I mean, it does.
I can't argue that.
It does not matter. I'm just saying, curly hair, straight hair. I mean, it kind of doesn't matter, but curly hair is unstoppable, dude. So just saying,
dude.
like, what how do you avoid it? How do you avoid wanting a girl with curly hair? I mean,
You don't. You just don't.
so, but would I date white girl? Yeah, I mean, I don't see any direct issue with that, but like I said, being accepted by the family, now that's a different thing, and that's going to be a quite a step. Like I said, my grandparents, they're from a different nature. And my grandfather said he does not let white people in his house. Period. So yeah, and yeah, I'd love to give him the talk and be like, hey, you can't do that. That's kind of fucked up, but it don't matter. This man, that's his house. He paid for that house, and you know what? I guess he has quite the right to invite who he wants. So yeah, I'm like, yeah. That's gonna be quite a hurdle that I'd rather not give to someone I'm dating.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. You know about my I don't know why people always call them requirements. Everyone always called my stuff requirements. They're preferences. They're preferences. They're not requirements. I'm not some sort of elitist dude.
One day I just want you to go down through the list, right? And I would be like, okay, so if she isn't into this, is it a hard no? You're like, no, it's not a hard no, but now we have nothing to talk about. You know what? You end up getting there, no matter what. You end up getting there. That he's just like, I mean, it's not a hard requirement, but if she's not into this, then I mean, what's the point? If she don't work out, then what? I mean, how are we gonna live together healthily?
I mean, health is important. I mean, I am in healthcare. I can't not care about health. It's health care. Like I can't. It's like, what do you want me to do? And yeah, I mean, if I'm sitting there doing something every day with hour or two a day, is a girl really gonna want me to be separated? Let's say I go to the gym, hour or two every day. I usually do 5 days a week, so not every day, but 5 days a week. And start going to the gym, right? And there's other girls there that are into fitness, and they are really toned and attractive. I'm not saying once I'm in a relationship, I'm in a relationship. Like that's it. I'm not the dude to be doing all this extra stuff. But it's like, for her, How is that probably going to make her feel like, oh, okay, so he's going to go to the gym? He said for 2 hours? You really working out for 2 hours? Well, yeah, I am. But, for her, it's like, working out one of them hoes. like, well, I mean, they're there, but not for me, But again, it just creates an opportunity for misunderstanding. And I like to minimize opportunities for misunderstanding based on my previous relationships and everything else. So that's why I'm like, yeah, ideally we have some things in common so that, I'm not doing all my hobbies and things that are important to me separate from you. And then it's like, oh, now it's like all these questions or, like I said, opportunities for misunderstandings or issues to arise because of that, So that's the reason for that. Now, again, going back to the main question, would I date outside the race? Yeah, sure. Am I mainly attracted to like brown skinned people? Yes, mainly. Like I just find them more attractive, like in general, like for sure, like obviously black women. I mean, like I'm African, so African women, like, but for sure, like Latino women. A Latino accent is an elite accent. I mean, it is an elite accent, and they tend to have like some similar features and values of like black and African Americans. So it's like you already kind of have like synergy, a lot of times. So it's like it just works out. It works out easier, I guess, than like some other cross culture dating. Um, yeah, so I mean, yeah, I'd probably date Asian. I probably date the hardest one would definitely be to date white. I mean, it's obvious reasons. I mean, same reasons, like mainly family. Like me personally, would it make a difference? Not really. But again, family stuff, how many hurdles they're gonna have to go through, like dealing with family. Like my parents met in the deep South in like the 60s. Like they didn't have great experiences with white people. Like that carries over. So it's like, would I want to put someone in that situation? Not really.
Your brother and sister, they never brought home any Caucasian.
Sister only dated black dudes. My brother only dated black women that I've known. At least.
It's in your blood.
I mean, it's also a thing of attraction, and typically, like most people are attracted to like people that kind of look somewhat similar to them. Like as far as like color, whatever, skin tone and stuff like that. So it's like typically black women are more attracted to black dudes. Typically, obviously, it's not like there's always going to be exceptions, but typically, so like it's going to be easier for you to meet a black woman. So and easier to date a black woman. So and already dating and all this stuff hard enough, let alone to be trying to like, okay, now I'm going to cut this even more exclusively by like this color, this, that, whatever. And so, yeah, I mean, again, if it's a white woman, she will have more hurdles for everyone. You gotta be able to get invited to the cookout. So you got to find a way to get your knowledge up. You got to be Black Lives Matter. You can't say any questionable marks. There's a lot of them. We all know them. I'm not going to say them. But there's plenty of questionable things you can support and say that will now be like, well, I'm gonna go to this cookout and I'm gonna see you after because you can't come. So, and ideally with that we don't have that issue. But
yeah. It's funny. Like I remember at work one time and somebody said something like, I don't see color. Like, I had to bring up the thing that's just like, white people love to say that, but we kind of want to be seen. That's not what we want. We don't want you to just like we want you to acknowledge it. But I don't want you to be afraid. But no, I'm black. You can say it. Right.
Right.
But,
yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think now we're getting to a different topic here, but
right.
I do think that, yeah, I mean, you can't just ignore it. Like ignoring it, you don't see it. Are you colorblind? That's the way you physically can't see it. It's not an issue of seeing. Like again, I think all of us have the same view on this. we notice that you're a different race.
Right.
Do we actually care, or does that affect the way we're going to treat you? Not really.
Right.
We're going to treat you the same, and that's all we're asking for. I think, as a consensus in the community, is like, see us for what we are, and then treat us the same and treat us well anyway. That's what we're saying. But anyway. Different topic. We're not going to go too far. Into that. Different topic. But yeah. Okay. So now follow up question here. Same topic, but different question here. Would you date a girl that is stronger than you?
100%.
The definitive nature of that.
This boy is what'd you say last time? 6'7"?
6'7".
How many pounds? You know what I mean? Like, look, she has to be so fucking strong to be stronger than you.
Exactly.
I'm like, oh my god, you dating this fucking, giant. You know what I mean? Like, fucking
pick this man up when she come back from work. Like, I love you, babe.
Dating the female Titan. Like what the fuck?
Sharon Yeager out here.
Yeah. Oh god. I'm like, yeah, I'm also on that side though. Yeah.
No issue.
Pick me up.
Crush me with those thighs.
Yes.
We're opening up new fetishes out here on Procrastination Podcast. Okay. I mean, stronger than me. Does she? I mean, I guess it depends. Does she look it? Like, is she just straight diesel? Like, that's one thing. Like, people have this thing with Serena Williams, right? And I think she's probably stronger than me. Probably at least pretty strong in general.
Yes.
But I was like, yeah, she's pretty good looking, in my opinion. Pretty good looking lady. She's thick. Looks nice. Athletic, got her own money. Articulate, but still can still hold herself down.
Like legs alone. You know what I mean? Like she, like, is she stronger than you? It's like, I mean, her legs are definitely stronger than your legs.
Yeah.
I'll say that. It's like,
and I'm fine with that.
Yeah, right. Like, right.
I mean, yeah. So yeah. I mean, I don't ideally.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Even still, in some cases, you're gonna get women who still want to feel protected from someone who they know is like significantly weaker than them. You know what I mean? I'm like, and that's the weird thing. Quite the dichotomy you have there, where it's like, I am not gonna feel protecting. Like I'm like, if anything, roles get reversed. If she's that stronger than me, yeah, I'm like, oh no, I'm cowering behind her. Like, what?
Babe, handle this guy.
Yeah. It's like, dude just threw a beer on me. Can you talk some sense to him? You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, but I think in most cases, maybe not most cases, but like there's a good percent who still want to feel like the man is, the protector. And are you going to be able to provide that for someone who's,
I mean, I think it's intention.
Right.
It's just
I'll take a bullet for you, but that's it. Like, it's like,
I mean, yeah. I think
I'll squat up, 100%.
Like,
I'm in there, but I'm gonna get my ass beat, 100%.
And you gonna have to jump in after. I'm gonna weaken him for you.
Yeah.
I'm just.
I'm tire him out. Tire him out.
I'm gonna be. I'll be dodging, ducking Floyd Mayweather. Hit me to anything, but But yeah, I mean, I think it's intention. I think that's what is most. I think it's with a lot of things. Like, if a dude is, girls like, oh, one dude that provides. Certain girls are obviously saying like everything, just splurge on me, let me, live in luxury. I think a lot of women, and again, I'm not trying to speak for women, but this is what my experience in speaking with them is that it's not about you having necessarily this overabundance of money. It's about you being like, okay, like what I do have, I'm going to give everything I can to you, you know? So I'm going to provide as best I can for you, you know? Now I'm going to like be like, okay, like, you know, I just ain't got it. And I'm just going to make up every excuse to like not, even if I could find a way, you know, make a way for make it happen. And I think that's what a lot of, you know, I think people in general are looking for. Like, it's not always about having everything, your ducks in a row all the time, but about having the intention behind it. But yeah. So I think that's kind of how I feel about that, at least.
Yeah, definitely like you know, amount of effort you're putting into the relationship in general too, right? It's like, oh, if
Mhm.
I'm giving you, you know, 100%, like I'm providing you with, you know, whatever it is, maybe physical, but maybe also just, you know, great times, you know, conversations and all this stuff, like putting in serious effort, and then it's like, oh well, but anytime we want to do something together, I'm like, but I can't find a ride, you know, I ain't got the money, you
Right.
know, I can't, you know, then it ends up being, yeah, quite one sided.
Yeah. So okay. Yeah, I think we can kind of move on. Um,
Right, but
but
getting back to Alonso though, because I'm like, someone's stronger than you. I'm like, she has to be like at least your height. You know what I mean?
she's probably an athlete.
Yeah, probably an athlete.
Exactly. WNBA player making that
Oh,
money.
true, true.
You know,
That's true. That's true.
They don't make that much unless they're Brittany
female
Griner.
body builder, Olympic athlete, getting sponsorship deals. Hey
That's fair.
man, I'm about it, about that life.
What about like a gymnast? They're all like 4'10",
Right.
5'1". Yeah, you're
I
gonna be
was
6'7".
They still got them
But they
strong
strong.
legs.
But they strong.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're strong as freak. I'm just so you good with that? That they,
I'm
foot
good
and a
with
half
that.
difference? Oh my god, dude.
right.
This
That's what I
thing's
was
going,
like. I was just
the
about to say
outfit's
that. I
gonna
was
be
like,
weird, but I don't care.
he's gonna carry her
If
on
I'm
his
in love, I'm
shoulder.
in love.
Let's just carry her on my shoulder. Okay. That's true though. You know, love knows no height. You know?
Well, I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. You know, we're keeping it PC out here. No cancellation. Oh, only one cancellation post so far. So, uh, yeah. So, I mean, yeah, that's a good question though. As much as girls care about height, it's weird how little guys care about height. Anyway, I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there. We're gonna stay on topic. Uh, would you? I think this is an interesting one for all of us. How would you feel about dating like a social media, like a socialite, like a social media person? It's like big on that, somewhat vain, but still a nice person, but you know, somewhat vain, somewhat focused on like image and like, you know, if you're going out to eat, you know, food, your camera eats first, you know,
Right. Right.
yeah, and then you eat sort of thing like every time, you know, and that's kind of like just her lifestyle. Is that something you think you'd be okay with?
I think in general, it's going to be like hard to keep it separate, right? Like, can we can we exist as someone who's super into social media and someone who's not at all, right? So
Right.
like, can we keep that separate? And I doubt it. Like, I just know that there's going to be quite a bit of conflict where it's like, I don't want to be in your video. Like, I'm sorry. Like, but
Yeah.
you know, again, like that's gonna be, you know, and maybe even that's something that you could work through. Maybe I'm just thinking for myself. Like, yeah, I mean, probably at first you're just like, you know, if you know, tell me what to do, tell me what, you know, how to make it, you know, feel natural and stuff. But like, but other than that, yeah, I'm like, it's gonna be weird and yeah, like, all right, I can't eat until you take a picture. Like, what the fuck? Like,
Food getting cold.
yeah,
Yeah.
bro, I ordered ice cream. It's melting, man.
Just dripping on the floor.
Yeah, what say you, Alonzo?
Well, I am introverted to the max. Waiting for people to take pictures of their food or take pictures of the sunset, the environment, other people, things like that. I'm just not about it. I just feel awkward doing that. You know, I feel awkward taking pictures every day. Like if I'm outside in public, like what's this big black guy doing taking pictures of him? I'm like, I'm self conscious. It's the problem. That's my main problem is I'm self conscious. But I don't know if I can be about it. I'll probably be a sad boy like Will Smith was when he was forced to go on her Jada Pinkett's Red Table Talk.
Oh
And I was
God.
just like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be about that
Oh,
life.
ah,
Yeah.
You know?
Imagine that. Yeah, imagine that shit, right? I'm like, no.
dude, I just leave.
I mean, that's the other thing. Imagine they're talking their real life to social media all the time. So you are involved in that,
Yeah,
and
sure.
and now
Whether
you're
you like it or not.
right. Like you're spread as gossip as news now. Your social media news about this person. I'm like, I hate that. Like, oh yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually a good point. That's actually a really good point. And yeah, I think again, none of us is really big on social media, and I'm also not big on social media. Uh so what do we do? I guess it depends on the extent. I mean, if that's like her livelihood, like she has to do this, and this is what she does. I try and be understanding, to an extent. Like, okay, wait a little extra second to eat the food, whatever. Okay, you want me to take a picture, whatever. I like taking pictures anyway, so fine, whatever. Like, I like doing photography as a hobby, so it's like whatever, that's fine. But yeah, I think when it gets to be like my private life is invaded, that's the one thing I've always said. Like all these people like want fame, and I'm like, I've never been someone interested in fame. Not that I was ever close to it. I can pretend like I was, but I've never been interested in because I just don't. I value my privacy, and I don't want people in that like all the time. Like that's for me and whatever person is in the relationship with me. If it's our relationship, it's our relationship. If it's our if same thing, if it's like my family stuff, it's within our family. Like that's its own thing. Like so I'm like I never would like that part of it. Like the rest of it, fine, whatever. Vacations you want to video. I mean, that stuff you kind of would do anyway, I guess, to an extent, because you're on vacation, whatever you want to take pictures, have memories, whatever, cool. But yeah, like once it gets to be invading like the personal, the private life, that's where I'm like, I I just couldn't like if it is to that extent, if it is to that extent, but I think some people can balance it and depends on what their content is and what that's about. But again, yeah, it just depends. But would it
So
be a deal breaker if she had everything else I wanted? No, not really.
mm,
I mean, but if it's like we're kind of I'm kind of iffy on it already, that could tilt it over the edge of like, all right, I'm just gonna let this one go.
I wonder if like I feel like this may be a topic we talk about at some point, but like not to the level of like you know OnlyFans, but like what if they're on Instagram and they're just like an Instagram model kind of thing, like oh no nudity, but just like thirst traps constantly kind of thing. It's
Yeah.
like would you be okay with that? I mean, it's hard for me to say like absolutely no, right? Because it's like I don't want to be that guy, right? It's just like no, that
Right.
body's mine, like that's
Right.
no. But to say that like I wouldn't be concerned, especially if it's like there's a bit of interaction you have to keep with your fans to like you know what I mean? Like, oh, I have to like message these guys and be like, ooh, I like and follow and you know, like to keep them engaged kind of thing. And it
Right.
gets weird. Like eventually then I'm just like, ugh, like you said, it starts these conversations that you wish you don't have to have, right?
Yeah. 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 I think. Yeah. I mean, that's a tough one. I mean, I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm possessive, but like I definitely am. Like I like equality in a relationship. So it's simply like, would you want me,
Mm,
posing shirtless constantly on Instagram and like putting my sexiest fits and whatever else on,
mm,
every time with all these suggestive captions or even captions that aren't even suggestive, just don't even link to it at all. But it's either way, it's a thirst trap, clear thirst traps, whatever. And it's like, would you want me to do that? And if the answer is no, then then there's something to consider because again, I like equality in relationship. Now, if you're like, do whatever you want to do, that's fine. If that's what you want to do, or then okay, I'm still probably not going to do it because it's not me. But it's like if that's how you feel about it, then that's fine. But like if you're going to be the type like, oh, you're really dressed up today. Where are you going? I'm like, well, I'm going to the store or to work or whatever. It's like that. Why are you just Well, then I guess it should be posted on Instagram. So I think that is like where I would have an issue with it. But if it's like okay, 100%, I know she's loyal. I know she's not going to be entertaining any of the foolishness, and I know she's like this is strictly business, basically. I mean, and it was started before I even got there. I mean, it is what it is. That's part of your lifestyle. It's kind of our new age. But like, yeah, if it was like the latter, like what I already kind of mentioned, then yeah, I'm not about that. But if that's what you've been doing, then carry on as long as it's not going into something too crazy. And like I said, as long as it's not going into like infidelity, then fine.
Really? What say you, Alonzo?
Again, it goes back to me being self-conscious. I'm just like, why are you doing this for other people?
Right.
Take that from me. I want you all to myself. And then who's taking the pictures? I mean, most of them were selfies, but then you got professional photo shoots going on, getting them back shots. I'm like, that's a bad phrase, kidding.
That's a whole other thing.
That cameraman busy today. He getting back shots.
Back shots at the photo shoot.
Oh Lord,
Jesus, man, what shoot is that? I never had that one.
you know what I'm talking about. But,
yeah. I got you.
It's just like, why should I be involved in that in any way? Should I be helping out? Like, are you hiring other people to do that for you? I just feel like I want you, like, yeah, kind of possessive. Like, I want you to myself. Don't share that with the world. Only for me. That's
Right.
what I feel like we should have in a relationship.
I feel like you definitely like establish kind of that thing. It's like, hey, these are the things we do together. This is how our relationship is as a as a unit. And then yeah, if that ends up getting spread into social media, it ends up getting really weird. And yeah, like what do you do? What do you do in that situation? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm right with you, Alonzo. Right with you.
Yeah. I mean, I think in general I mean, yeah, I think okay. I don't think there's a guy that or I don't think there's a guy or a girl in a relationship that's like, I prefer my person to, show their body to everyone else.
Right.
I don't think the person that prefers that. Maybe there is, but I don't think that'll definitely be a very, very small minority of people for both sexes.
There's the gray sections.
They're gonna come after you in your DMs. That's on you. It's nothing to do with me.
They can't even figure out if they want to have sex or not. They're not getting out of the bed.
Find you.
I love just picking on one specific group. The gray sexuals.
Okay.
I'm done.
But yeah, I mean, I think ideally everyone's like, yeah, preferably keep it to myself, right? I think everyone would agree with that. But yeah, like there's a certain circle. And yeah, I think ideally I help with that in some way so that I can oversee some of this, like, or there's like a lot of transparency. So it's like, oh, I got a shoot today. Do you want to come to the shoot? Yeah, sure, I'm gonna come. Make sure these guys are acting creepy. Like, like whatever, or during your breaks, dude's not trying to hit on you, whatever, all right. So it's like, yeah, I think that's where it could get tricky though. But either way, like, yeah. I mean, I don't think that everyone wants someone for themselves, but there's leeway that can be had sometimes. But okay. Any other thoughts before I move on to the next sub question here? I think we need to start wrapping up too, anyway. But
Yep.
but okay. I think it's the last one. Oh, okay. I had two other ones, but I'll we can make a part two. We can make a part two, and we'll address other ones. This is one that I think is like one of my favorite questions. If you are currently dating a girl, it's cool, it's straight, no issues really. Not the greatest thing you've ever had as far as a relationship, but pretty good all in all. No issues, right? At a restaurant or out somewhere, and walks by right in front of your eyesight, girl of your dream, everything you can ask for, and this girl is staring you down, giving you all the signals, the winks, the hair flips, the eye contact, looking into your soul, like every hint you could possibly want. What you doing?
I gotta hear you first, Alonzo.
You already heard me say that women who would give me a chance are out of their mind. So I'm not risking that.
She crazy for you. Crazy for you.
Furthermore, I am terrible at reading signals. I can't tell I don't even know what's a good analogy. A boat from a yacht. I don't know.
So was she winking at me? Was she winking at me?
Exactly.
What if she just straight up just touch your shoulder like that?
I'd be like, who the fuck are you? I don't know you. Who the fuck you touching? I don't know.
Oh,
get off me. Exactly. Get the hell off me. I don't know you.
Stranger danger.
But nah, man, I can't read signals for shit. So if she's giving me all the green flags, I'll be like, dope. I don't know what's going on. I'm a stupid fool. But I'm not gonna risk a relationship I already have for not a sure thing. Even if she's giving the green flags, I gotta stay faithful. I gotta stay loyal. Stay down with my number one.
Okay.
Ride or die.
She got anime shirt on. Anime shirt on. Says waifu for senpai.
Bruh.
I may be senpai, but I don't care.
Look, I was just about to take it like what Alonzo said initially. I'm like, if that happens, it's obviously a trap, right? It's like, oh no. This woman, like the woman you're dating, set this up, right? Got this the girl of your dreams to come by just for the moment, just to make sure that who are you looking at, Like, oh shit, oh you into this, ain't you, huh? You thinking about it, ain't you, huh? Yeah, and I'm scared. I'm scared of that. I think women are so fucking clever, and I think that they yep. I'm like, nope, this is a fucking trap. You ain't getting me, not today. Not today, devil. You're not getting me.
Not today. I mean,
but I'm like, yeah. I mean, if you're in a relationship that's like obviously like not going great, like going poorly, yeah. I mean, and in the event of someone, you end up like hitting it off with, I'm saying like just like friendship wise kind of thing, and you're like, I want to take that one step further, then yeah, I'm like, you just break up with that person, like you in the relationship, like there's I mean, that's what you have to do. It's protocol.
Protocol.
Yeah.
I mean, you can break up right then.
Yeah, you could just you break up right in the restaurant. It's like,
get that to go, actually.
That's the woman of my dreams. I literally saw her in my dreams. I have to go. Like, what? We're done. What? I don't know.
I mean,
some amount of confidence you have to have for that.
Yeah. And I got just the right amount because I'm out of there. About that piece. Like, it's a relationship already I know it's not going anywhere. Already know I know it's not going anywhere. What is the point? why not take the shot? Like you're in a relationship just for the sake of being in a relationship. Forget it. Like why not? Like you've given it a try, as you know it's not going anywhere. You see this girl, you're getting all the signs, all the signals. Like, yeah, like again, maybe not just like super abruptly, but like yeah, like at that. I mean, if that's your only shot, you're getting all the signals. Like, would you regret it more staying in a relationship or not, or missing that shot that may be the once in a lifetime shot? I'm personally gonna regret not taking that once in a lifetime shot. Like, you can always find another relationship, maybe not an ideal relationship. You can always find another relationship, but you're never gonna get a chance for like the girl. And I'll say if there's some sort of inkling, like, oh, like this girl clearly is like, into me and blah blah, and then there's some sort of sign of like what she has on or something like that. That there's something that she also is like into that you're into as well. Like she's like, oh, I already know she has a common interest, or
Mm,
like is an accessory on or something like that. Like for us, it'd be like something anime related, right?
mm,
Or if it's like or if this is at like an anime convention or something. So you're like, oh, I already know, we have something in common, or
mm,
whatever. It's like, oh, like that's literally it. Like, everything there physically, interest in you, interest in things that you're interested in. I mean, what else, what else do you need, Like, so it's like, okay, like, yeah, I mean, hopefully emotionally and like supportive and like mentally all there, hopefully, but it's just like, okay, like, what should I regret more? That's like one of my mantras in my life. Like, will I regret not doing this?
mm.
Or will I regret doing this more? And if the answer is I'm gonna regret not doing this, I'm gonna just do it. Like I'm gonna muster. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be easy, but I'm gonna muster up the courage to do it. Like now, the situation would be unfortunate because I would not, normally I wouldn't want to just be like, okay, this date is done.
Mhm.
Can you get your to-go plate like quickly? 'Cause I really want to talk to her before she leaves. So can we expedite that plate?
Lord.
Like I wouldn't want to do all that, but like if the opportunity comes knocking, you gotta answer the door.
I agree.
And
I think that that may have some unforeseen consequences as well, where it's just
probably
like okay, imagine this, I don't know, we're the whole thing is fantasy, right?
it's
but
fantasy. It is
but
fantasy.
like in a situation where she sees you on a date and still gives you signs, like is that a good thing? I'm saying, like, thinking about that on my end, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my god, like how, like this all right, now you two are in a relationship, and is she going to be giving other people signs similarly? I, I don't know. I overthink everything, but like
Yeah.
that's where I'm thinking there. And then now on the other side, um you just, okay, let's say you don't do anything major, but you're like, hey, can I have your number? I feel like, we could have some good conversation, and you end up giving her number. Well, while you're on a date with someone else, like
It's cold blooded.
that's cold blooded, right? This is definitely going to be direct argument. I mean, and maybe that's what you want, right? You're like, hey, look, we're going to talk about this. I just saw a girl, and she was, girl in my dreams, and I asked for her number. I'm just gonna be honest with you, and let's have a conversation about that. And she definitely gonna be like, all right, well, this relationship is done. Right.
Yeah, I think that's probably the appropriate response. I mean, again, like at that point, you've accepted that. I would assume.
Right.
I would have accepted that at that
Right.
point.
Right.
But okay, I'm saying, and let's say for sake of the argument that this person is, your date that you're with is at the bathroom or something. So the table is, and you haven't ordered yet or something, and like so the tables like you're just you at the table, right? No sign of another person right now.
Mm.
So let's say that for the sake of the argument that okay, there is, you know, now there's not a thing where she's just disrespecting this other girl completely. It's a thing of, oh, she sees you, she thinks you're here alone. But obviously most girls don't approach guys even if they're interested. That I think that's very rare. I think most guys would say that same. I think most girls say the same. They rarely approach a guy. So even if they're interested, so they'll give all the signs to let you approach them. So again, let's say that that's the case, right? All the signs, go sit at the end of the bar or something like that. You know, in that case, is it still the same thing? Like you're still totally opposed to it. I know I think Alonzo's stance is set. So I guess I'm more asking.
Ride or die.
I'm more,
Period.
I'm more asking Alonzo.
Get you a fake pull. Everyone needs an Alonzo, all right? No one needs a freaking Matt who's literally like, all right, I'm done. If she's there, I'm done.
It's like a chance to me. Yeah.
You want to date with a girl, you just see her looking around like, is that the girl of your dreams? Is that the girl of your dreams?
Maybe.
You'll know when I get up.
So I don't have to feel like a scumbag because
definitely if it's less like she's she's not, she doesn't see you in this direct thing, and she's not like interpreting something else. She's literally just like, hey, you're a cool guy, and she wants to like yeah, and she says, that's a different thing. And yeah, I think that'd be more okay on her side. Still not okay on your side, right? Obviously. I'm like, fine. Right, but the right thing to do is to go, hey, I'm in a relationship right now, kind of thing. But it's not going great. Can I get your number? That's not a good.
There's no way it's gonna work.
It's not a good line.
No, it's not gonna work.
I'm married at all. Show your wedding ring. I'm married, but let me get your number.
Please.
Yeah.
No.
Anyways, yeah.
But, okay. So I'm the only scumbag in the group, basically.
Yes.
No, I mean, I think for me, it's like, I think most people know when a relationship isn't going well. Both parties. I think both. I feel like most breakups. I guess I can't speak for other people, but I think for generalized, for me, I'll just speak for myself. You can feel it, like this is not working. Like it's not going to work long term. Like I could keep this going, but something's not going to let this allow this to keep working on like for a long period. Like it's not going to be a sustainable relationship. Yeah. So like for me, if I'm at that point, and maybe I'm just getting to that point, like a week before this or something, and we had already planned the date or whatever, and I'm like, well, whatever, we planned the date, let's just go on it, let's see what happens, and then like this happens. Like to me, that's almost like a sign, like. Yeah. All right, dude, you're not supposed to be there. Mm-hmm. Like, make this move, get the freak out of there, and move on with your life, sort of thing. Because the last thing you want to do is, at least for me, last thing I want to do is sit in a relationship for too long, and then you're still in the relationship because you knew it wasn't going to work, and you still end it anyway. And then you're stuck in a situation where, okay, now I've sat in a relationship for so long, my options are even more limited, and I'm even more like. Uncomfortable with this whole dating world and having to get reacclimated with it. And now you're just really like at a loss. And now you're just in a situation where you're much worse off than you would have been had you just been like, okay, like even if that wasn't the time where you just like, okay, I'm gonna go talk to this girl. But even if you just took that as a sign of like, okay, there's better out there that may be better for me. And I need to stop settling, or I need to stop just like being in a relationship for the sake of staying in a relationship, and just be like, okay, like let's go and do something else, even if that's like, okay, I need to like just go and explore myself or whatever for a little bit. I think that's still also reasonable. So that's my other kind of point on it. Yeah.
Yep. I agree. I think I've been in a relationship where, there was quite a bit of time where it seems like, okay, I'm going to push this to try to save it. And then you push, and then she doesn't push back, right? So then it's literally like, all right, well, how many times can I do this before it's done, right? It's like, all right, I'll push one more time, push again. She doesn't push back. All right, well, it seems like this is done, right? This is dead. I'm trying, you're not trying, so then it's done, right? And then and if that time comes and someone else is there, like I don't even know, right? It's I'm like, hey, and maybe to an extent, like this is why some guys cheat, right? So they're like, I mean, TV shows is showing that's why, or saying that's why women cheat, right? Like they want to feel wanted and all this other stuff. It's like, well, I mean, guys too, right? They, if a relationship's not going great, bruh, why not?
Would you not endorse cheating on this podcast?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what his disclaimers on the front, right? Yeah, all comedic stuff. No comics mean anything.
No, don't take us seriously, please don't. Except for we are serious.
But like I'm saying, like, it's quite the thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think
but knowing me, I would definitely be like, okay, no to you. I'm not going to talk to you, but I'm going to go back and I'm going to break up with this girl because this, like you said, it is a sign. This is a sign.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's exactly when that girl will not want to go out with you again, right? There's like a magical barrier on
right.
like, oh, he's single? All right, well, he's nothing now.
Yeah. Clearly, he's an undesirable.
Clearly.
Oh my God, it's so true though. It's so freaking true. Like the second, dude, I promise you. And then watch that be like the only time that happens. The only time you cross paths with a girl like that, right? Like the only time. Like you're out in public every other weekend, every day you're at work. Never happens again for like years. You're just like, what the freak, dude? Like, well, now I'm like, well, maybe I should just stay. But then it's like, are you staying for the sake of having someone, which is also not good. But yeah. So, okay. I mean, I just love that question, though. I just love that question. I love the connotation of it. It's an interesting story behind that question that we'll tell at maybe a later podcast. But basically, shoot your shots, people. Shoot your shots. Don't have your regrets in your life. Because that girl, you might never see her again either way. Even if you get rejected in a very embarrassing fashion, don't worry, because you probably will never see her again. It's fine.
It's true.
Take that L like a man. And with that, I think we're going on to extra time.
All right.
Man, I need to make a board for that, like a extra time thing. Later.
That would be nice. But for today's segment, we had the NCAA Women's Championship today. LSU overcomes Iowa. I guess people were calling. Well, I saw memes of the black people versus the white people. Caitlin Clark for Iowa was a monster this tournament. Sadly, she gets defeated by LSU. The coach for LSU gets her 4th championship. And then NBA news, Mavericks lost again. They traded the farm for Kyrie Irving. He's been a menace, both on and off the court. I just want to see them fail. So they lost again. They're looking like they're not going to even make the NBA play-in, the precursor to the NBA playoffs. So that's good for me. What I really want to talk about is NASCAR, because today a racist driver won the race at Richmond Raceway. I call him racist because he said the N-word with a hard R, unprovoked, unprompted, in a I guess iRacing session, which is like online racing.
Yeah.
So that was back in 2021 or 2020. Yeah, 2020. Right after COVID hit. So he lost his ride for that year. Unfortunately, he came back the next year and won the championship. And he's been winning races ever since. I don't like the guy because he said the N-word. I think he's a racist piece of shit. So fuck him. But I want to get you guys' ideas on like second chances and redemption and all that jazz, because he's been winning races. He won the championship. People have been flocking to buy his gear. NASCAR is mostly a white sport, so the audience doesn't really care what he said at all. So
Yeah, I mean, it is really wild sometimes when it comes to people who are caught saying racist things. Because then again, it's always like you were caught once. That means how many times were you saying it? By yourself, like it ain't shit. But yeah,
Right.
so I you know. I like to believe that there's redemption for everyone. I think it's really hard for some of these people where it's like, okay, well, he can't do that anymore, right? So let's say we cancel him enough to like he can't drive race cars anymore. Like, what else does he do? Like, literally nothing. Like this man is only good at making left turns, So I'm just saying, like, it's weird. It's weird, and yeah, I think you'll see way more people. I mean, not to bring it this way, but like you're gonna see a lot of people who get canceled for less things, right? Less direct things. And when it comes to being going against black people, it's literally just like, oh, he just said a word, right? I'm like,
Right.
all right, well, okay. People have had plenty of opinions and gotten canceled for way less, but this guy said
Right.
the word he's not supposed to say. Is easy cancel,
Right.
and they don't do it. I'm like, okay,
The word. The word.
the word.
Literally one word, dude. Like literally one word. Like one word that's an absolute contraindication, and can't stay away from it. Like that. Come on.
Yeah.
Like that. And that's again. I believe in second chances. I believe in redemption. But I mean, I guess I'll ask: did the guy ever apologize?
he apologized. He went
Did it?
to a special racing school in Philadelphia for black kids and did a whole, I guess, appearance there, spiel
Yeah.
there. But people always apologize, and
Yeah.
sometimes they don't really mean it. It's
Yeah.
just publicity stunts.
Right.
Yeah. I doubt he means it. If he meant it, he would still be doing it, which I highly doubt he is. So
Chat
you know,
GPT apology letter written.
right, right. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I believe in redemption and second chances, but if you actually want that, if you want it to just be forgotten about, that's not asking for redemption. That's not asking for a second chance. That's just asking for people to swipe it, to just put it on the rug. Just sweep it under the rug, forget about it. Like that's not asking for a second chance. That's just asking for people to ignore and show ignorance towards what you've done. And that's not productive. Like that's not productive for anyone. It's not productive for the people that it offended. It's not productive for the person that committed the offense, and it's not productive for the people that put out the punishment either. Because in all states, what you want is reform. Even when we call for the prison system, is supposed to be for reform, right? That's the point of it, right? It's not to just lock people down and punish them. It's to get them to be better, right? And that's what all punishments are supposed to be for. It's supposed to be basically, you know, an opportunity for people to do better and rectify a wrong. But if you don't really do that, you know, then you don't really deserve a second chance. You don't really deserve redemption because you've never rectified the wrong in the first place. So that's my main issue with it. Is just like, you know, and it comes a point, and again, I guess this is gonna kind of be off topic a little bit, but it comes a point when like, it can't always be black people that are upset about things that offend black people. It has to be other races, it has to be other people that stand up for us. Like, and at the end of the day, it's supposed to be like, oh, we're all American. Well, then treat us like that.
Yeah.
Don't do things to purposely exclude us and purposely offend directly us only, you know? So it's like, okay, if you want us to just be like, oh, be proud to be American, be happy to live here, fine. Give us a reason to be proud. Give us a reason to be happy to be here. You know, all we're asking. No one's saying, just throw the whole country in the trash. We're just asking for things to be more actually like equal and show actual equity, in what's going on. Like, I mean, inclusion, diversity, all that stuff is great, and it's all buzzwords we hear about. But like, at the end of the day, it comes to a change of mindset and education. And I mean, we already know that they're still actively trying to block, you know, the education of the things that have happened in Black history and slave trade, actively blocking these things for the children that grow up. So it's like all that's going to do is create more ignorance, and ignorance is the issue in the first place. And because we refuse to address it as a full country, it never gets fixed. It never gets fixed. And they're like, oh, it's gotten better. I'm like, well, people aren't, as at least for a period, they weren't openly getting killed just for being Black, but now it's kind of gone back to that too. So has it gotten better? I don't know. I mean, it's not like open riot season against every Black person that you can't go out after dark, but there's still places in the country where you probably don't want to be a Black person going out after dark. Yeah, there is a good amount of them. And spoiler alert, most Black people know them. we keep a list. But I don't like it. I don't wish for their success because that just reinforces their behavior as okay and acceptable. But unfortunately, when it's when you have a people in the majority that don't want to do something about it, then that's what happens.
Is like, going to like etiquette on some of these, like, especially you're saying this is an online game thing, right? Like
Yeah.
that online gaming community, like they know that their etiquette is shit. They know that like all they do is like, hey, there's racism in here and we're gonna try to moderate it, but we're not really gonna do much. And I'm like, okay, well, um, if you don't do anything, nothing changes. Like, all right. Anyways,
Yeah. Yep. Good
All
discussion.
right. Well, that's all I have for extra time.
Was that 5 minutes? Did we keep it within 5 minutes? We went
Yeah.
over.
oh yeah. I
Oh,
mean,
good.
we probably went a little over, but it's all good.
Well, nice. Well, I mean, yeah, today's topic was good. I got another interesting one for next time. So look forward to that. And actually, we might have a different location next time. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but until then, we appreciate you guys for listening to Procrastination Podcast. Thanks for procrastinating with us. Good night.